Folks, I want you to sit down for a minute, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and really listen to what I'm about to tell you. Because what I'm going to share tonight could genuinely change the way you feel about yourself, about your marriage, and about the years you've still got ahead of you. My name is Dr. Olivia Grant. I'm 65 years old. I've been practicing integrative medicine for more than 30 years out of a little clinic just outside Asheville, North Carolina. And in all that time, I can tell you that the single most common thing men walk into my office feeling embarrassed about isn't their blood pressure, it isn't their cholesterol, and it isn't even their weight. It's what happens, or rather what stops happening, in the bedroom. I've had grown men, strong men, men who ran companies and raised families and served this country, sit down across from me with their eyes on the floor, hands folded in their lap, barely able to get the words out. And every single time, my job has been the same: to lift their chin back up and remind them that their body is not broken. It's just waiting for someone to flip the right switch. Now here's what I want you to understand right out of the gate. The struggle so many of you are dealing with, that loss of firmness, that loss of confidence, that feeling that your body just isn't the engine it used to be, it is not simply because you got older. I want you to hear me on this. Age is a factor, sure, but it is not the verdict. What's really going on underneath the hood is that your circulation has slowed down, your blood vessels have gotten stiffer, and the tiny nerve endings that used to light up like a Christmas tree have gone a little quiet. Fix the circulation, wake up the nerves, and you'd be amazed at what your body remembers how to do. There's an old saying in traditional medicine that goes something like this: when the blood flows freely, vitality rises. When it gets blocked, it fades. I've been saying a modern version of that to my patients for 3 decades. If the pipes aren't open, nothing's getting where it needs to go. It's that simple. And here's where tonight gets interesting, because I'm about to tell you about something so ordinary, so easy to get your hands on, that you probably walked right past it at the grocery store this week and didn't give it a second thought. I'm talking about oil. Just plain, honest, everyday oil. One single drop of the right kind, applied the right way, can open up those pipes, wake up those nerves, and start turning things around faster than most of you would believe. Before I go any further, if you're finding value in this, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, tap the little bell so you don't miss what's coming next, and share this with a buddy who needs to hear it. Men don't talk about this stuff nearly enough, and that's a big part of the problem. All right, let's get into it. Now, when I say oil, I'm not talking about anything exotic. I'm not sending you to some specialty shop in the city to hunt down a rare ingredient. I'm talking about 4 simple oils that you can pick up at any Walmart, any Kroger, any Whole Foods in America: olive oil, coconut oil, sesame oil, and argan oil. That's it. 4 names. Write them down if you need to. Let me walk you through each one, because this is where a lot of folks get mixed up, and I want to be crystal clear so nobody leaves this video scratching their head. Olive oil. You've got a bottle of this in your kitchen right now? I'd bet money on it. Extra virgin olive oil. The real stuff, cold-pressed dark green bottle. This oil is the cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, and there are decades of research showing it supports heart and blood vessel health. Now here's why that matters to you. A firm, reliable erection is, at its core, a plumbing issue. It is about blood moving freely into the right place at the right time. Olive oil's monounsaturated fats help keep your blood vessels flexible and your circulation smooth. And when you apply a tiny amount to the skin, those same properties support local blood flow right where you need it. Next up, coconut oil. This one's become a kitchen staple in American homes over the last decade or so, and for good reason. Coconut oil is warming. In traditional medicine, it's been used for generations to warm the lower belly and boost what the old texts called kidney energy, which in plain English is basically your body's deep reservoir of vitality and sexual function. In modern terms, coconut oil is packed with medium-chain fatty acids that your body converts into energy fast. When you apply it topically, it absorbs beautifully into the skin, and it creates a gentle warming sensation that encourages blood flow to the area. A lot of my patients tell me the warmth alone makes them feel more connected to their own body again, and that matters more than you might think. Third, sesame oil. Now this one might surprise some of you, but sesame oil has been used in healing traditions for thousands of years. The old texts describes sesame seeds as nourishing the heart and strengthening the essence, which is poetic language for supporting the root of your vitality. What modern science has found is that sesame oil is loaded with vitamin E, which is one of the most powerful antioxidants we know of, and it's excellent for circulation and skin health. Applied locally, it supports blood flow and helps strengthen the tissue. Just make sure you're buying regular cold-pressed sesame oil, not the toasted kind you stir-fry with. Big difference. And finally, argan oil. You might know this one from the beauty aisle because women have been using it on their hair and skin for years, but here's what most folks don't realize. Argan oil contains oleic and linoleic acids that are genuinely terrific for the lining of your blood vessels, which is exactly the tissue that has to relax and open up for an erection to happen. It also nourishes the fine nerve endings in the skin, which means it can actually bring sensitivity back to areas that have gone a little numb over the years. Now I want to pause right here because I've had patients call my office confused about this exact point, and I don't want any of you walking away mixed up. When I say oil, I am talking about edible food-grade oils from the grocery store. I am not talking about commercial lubricants. I am not talking about anything petroleum-based. And I am absolutely not talking about motor grease or anything like that. Please, for the love of Pete, do not get those two things confused. We're using clean, natural food-grade oils, olive, coconut, sesame, or argan. That's the whole list. Here's another thing I want to address right up front, because I've gotten this question many times. If you've had prostate surgery, if you're recovering from any kind of pelvic procedure, or if you're dealing with diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, or you're on medications like blood thinners or nitrates, I want you to have a conversation with your own doctor before you start anything new. This approach is gentle and natural, but your situation is unique, and nobody knows your medical history the way your own physician does. A quick phone call to your doc's office can save you a whole lot of worry. For most men, these oils are incredibly safe, but I'd rather you ask the question than skip it. Okay, so let's talk about what actually happens when you use these oils. 3 things. I want you to remember 3 things. Number 1, your blood vessels open up. The healthy fats and the vitamin E in these oils support the production of nitric oxide, which is the molecule your body uses to tell your blood vessels to relax and expand. When they relax, blood rushes in. That's an erection. That's the whole mechanism boiled down. Number 2, your nerves wake up. The skin in that area is loaded with tiny nerve endings, and when those nerves are dry, irritated, or just dulled down from years of neglect, sensitivity drops. These oils nourish the skin, soften it, protect those nerve endings, and bring sensation back online. Think of it like polishing an old radio dial. The signal was always there, you just needed to clear off the dust. Number 3, your overall circulation improves. This isn't just about one part of your body. Better circulation in the lower belly and pelvis lifts your energy across the board. Patients tell me they feel warmer, more energetic, more like themselves again. That's your whole system coming back online. Now let's get practical. Because knowing why something works doesn't do you a lick of good if you don't know how to actually use it. So here's exactly what I tell my patients. First, the amount. 1 drop. I mean it. 1 single drop, about the size of a pea, is plenty. These oils are concentrated, and more is not better. Too much, and you'll end up with a greasy, uncomfortable mess that doesn't absorb well. 1 drop, applied gently, is all you need. Second, timing. There are 2 windows that work best. The first is right before bed. At night, your body goes into repair mode, your circulation settles, and the oil has all night to do its work. The second window is about 20 to 30 minutes before intimacy. That gives the oil time to absorb and the blood flow time to build. Third, frequency. For general maintenance, 2 or 3 times a week at bedtime is a great routine. On days when you're planning to be intimate with your partner, once that day is enough. You don't need to do this every single day. More isn't better. Consistency is better. Now for the application itself. Put 1 drop on your fingertips. Apply it gently to the entire area, massaging in slow, easy circles. Pay a little extra attention to the base, where the big blood vessels come in, and the head, where the nerves are most concentrated. Don't press hard. You're not trying to force anything. You're encouraging absorption like rubbing lotion into dry hands. Slow, gentle, patient. Now, I want to answer a question I've been asked more times than I can count. Folks want to know, do you layer the oils? Do you use sesame oil and then put another one on top? Do you shower in between? Let me make this simple for you. Pick one oil, just one. Use that one for a few weeks and see how your body responds. My personal recommendation for most men starting out is coconut oil because it absorbs well, it has a pleasant warming quality, and it's gentle on the skin. Start there. If you want to try another one later, go for it, but use them one at a time. Don't mix, don't layer, don't complicate it. One oil, one drop, a few times a week. That's the whole protocol. Here's where I want to take things up a notch, because the oil is only one piece of the puzzle. If you really want to see the kind of changes I'm talking about, there are 3 simple lifestyle additions that turn this from a small improvement into a real transformation. First, honey and walnuts. Honey has been called nature's sweet medicine for thousands of years, and it's known to support energy and vitality. Walnuts are wonderful for both brain and sexual health. A tablespoon of raw, unfiltered honey in the morning and a handful of walnuts during the day is a simple habit that pairs beautifully with the oil routine. You can stir the honey into warm water, put it on a piece of whole grain toast, or just take it straight off the spoon. Easy. Second, a warm sitz bath or a warm foot soak before bed. Most American bathrooms have a regular bathtub, and you can just sit in about 6 inches of warm water for 10 minutes. If that's not practical, a foot soak in a basin works almost as well. What this does is open up circulation in the lower half of your body, so when you apply the oil afterward, it absorbs better and the effects are amplified. Think of it like this. You're opening the road before you send the delivery truck. Third, Kegel exercises. I know. A lot of you think Kegels are just for women after childbirth, but that is flat out wrong. Kegels are one of the single best things a man can do for erectile function. Here's how you do them. Tighten the same muscles you'd use to stop yourself from urinating midstream. Hold for a count of 3, release and repeat. Do a set of 10, 2 or 3 times a day. You can do them in the car, at your desk, watching TV, nobody knows. After a few weeks of this, combined with the oil, you will be genuinely surprised at the difference. The oil is the spark. The honey, the warm soaks, the Kegels, those are the firewood. A spark alone won't keep you warm, and firewood alone won't catch fire. But put them together and you've got a real blaze going. Let me tell you about a couple of patients I've worked with over the years, because I think their stories will mean more to you than any more theory from me. The first was a gentleman named Charlie. Charlie came into my office at 68 years old, retired contractor from just outside Greenville, South Carolina. Good man, salt of the earth, but he was struggling. He told me he and his wife of 40 years had basically stopped being intimate because he just couldn't maintain an erection long enough. And every time it didn't work, he felt more humiliated, more defeated, and more reluctant to try again. That shame spiral is real, and it's one of the hardest parts of this whole thing. I kept it simple with Charlie. I told him, go home, pick up a small jar of coconut oil at the grocery store, apply 1 drop before bed 3 nights a week, and do a set of 10 Kegels every morning while you're brushing your teeth. That was it. No pills, no gadgets, no monthly subscription to anything. 3 weeks in, Charlie called my office and said, Doc, I'm waking up in the morning feeling like my body is actually mine again. 2 months in, he came by the clinic just to tell me in person that he and his wife had reconnected in a way they hadn't in 15 years. He had tears in his eyes. Now that's what I'm in this work for. The second patient I want to tell you about was a man I'll call Frank, 72 years old, retired pipe fitter, living in a little town in eastern Tennessee. Frank was dealing with diabetes and high blood pressure, both controlled with medication, but the medications had taken a real toll on his confidence in the bedroom. He came in feeling like his best years were behind him. For Frank, I recommended sesame oil, 1 drop at bedtime 3 nights a week. I also had him start each morning with a spoonful of raw honey and warm water and do a 10-minute warm foot soak before applying the oil. A month in, he told me that one evening with his wife, he was genuinely shocked at how his body responded. Not just that things worked, but that he felt energized afterward instead of wiped out. He's been doing the same simple routine ever since. What I want you to take from both of these stories is this. Neither Charlie nor Frank needed expensive pills, injections, or procedures. They needed a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of consistency, and the willingness to believe that their body could still respond. That's it. That's the whole secret. Now, I want to talk to you directly for a minute. Man to patient, doctor to friend. A lot of you watching this have spent years telling yourselves it's over, that this part of your life is done, that you had a good run, and now you just have to accept what aging has done to you. I hear that story every week in my office, and every week I tell the man across from me the same thing I'm telling you right now. It's not age, it's maintenance. Your body is astonishingly resilient, far more than most doctors give it credit for, but your body needs you to flip the switch. It needs you to give it the signal that you're not done yet. That signal can be as small as a single drop of coconut oil before bed, as small as 10 Kegels while the coffee brews, as small as a spoonful of honey with your breakfast. Small things done consistently change everything. Maybe you're watching this alone in your living room late at night, wondering if it's too late. Maybe you've been too embarrassed to bring this up with your own doctor. Maybe your wife hasn't said anything, but you know she's noticed, and that silence hurts more than any conversation could. I want you to hear me clearly. It is not too late. You are not broken, and you don't have to do this alone. Start small. Pick one oil. Pick coconut oil if you're not sure. Grab a jar at the store this week. Put it on your nightstand. 3 nights a week, 1 drop, a few minutes of gentle massage before bed. Add 10 Kegels in the morning. Add a spoonful of honey to your breakfast. That's all I'm asking you to do for the next 3 weeks. Then see what happens. Pay attention to how you feel when you wake up. Pay attention to your energy, your mood, the way you carry yourself when you walk into a room. I think you'll be surprised. I think a lot of you will be more than surprised. You'll be grateful. And remember, if you've had any kind of prostate surgery, if you're on medications for your heart or blood pressure, if you have any significant health condition, please take 2 minutes to call your doctor's office and check in. It's not a hurdle. It's a smart step. Your doctor wants you to feel good. Let them be on your team. Before I let you go tonight, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being open enough and brave enough to watch a video about something most men would rather pretend isn't happening. The fact that you're here listening means you haven't given up on yourself, and that tells me everything I need to know about the man you still are. If this helped you, if even one thing I said tonight made you feel a little more hopeful, please hit that like button. It tells me to keep making videos like this one. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next conversation, because next time I'm going to answer the questions I've been getting from you all, including what to do if you've had prostate surgery, and how to tell the difference between food-grade oils and the products you should never put on your skin. And do me one more favor. If there's a buddy in your life, a brother, a neighbor, a guy at church who might be quietly struggling with the same thing, send him this video. Men don't talk about this nearly enough. And a lot of suffering happens in silence that doesn't need to. You could be the one who breaks that silence for somebody. All right, folks, stand tall, stay strong, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. I'll see you next time. This has been Dr. Olivia Grant, wishing all of you a healthy, happy, and vibrant life ahead.